Haven't you ever wondered how the becoming of what has become has become? Haven't you ever wondered how that comes about? Do you see any pipelines trucking things in from other planets? Do you realize what your economy looks like in comparison with 100 years ago? Because you, as humans, have been turning thoughts to things. You are magnificent creators, but you suffer unnecessarily because you're holding out for the manifestation and then holding yourself in dissatisfaction through most of the process, and therefore slowing the process down and sometimes never realizing it at all. So we want you to feel from us the difference between an offering of a thought from source. In other words, let's call it a revelation. A revelation from source. In other words, your inner being knows what's in your vortex and knows where you stand in relationship to it and is revealing to you at all times wonderful ideas and suggestions and impulses that would lead you on your path of least resistance. And the reason that we say least resistance, your path of least resistance, is because you've put some resistance on your path, and it's all right. Your inner being knows where all of your hang-ups are and knows how to guide you around it. So your inner being is offering you these impulses. The revelation is happening all day, every day. But there's something that you've got to do. You've got to do step 3. You've got to get in the receiving mode. You have to be receptive. You have to receive the revelation. You have to allow yourself to hear it. So that means you've got to tune your tuner. You can't be focused on what you don't want and tune your tuner to what you do want. You can't be focused upon the absence of something and tune your tuner to the presence of something. You got to tune your tuner to the presence that your source sees. Ooh, have not said that to you that way before. You've got to tune your tuner to what your source sees, you little faker. So source, is there really a vortex? Is there really a vibrational reality you're so excited about? But I can't see it. So how do I tune myself to something that I cannot see? So you got to feel your way there, but you got to understand how it works. You got to understand that you are more than you. You are source energy and you are you. And you can't feel only you. You can't only feel only you because you are more than only you. Haven't said this to you this way before. You can't feel only you. If you could, you would not be miserable when you cut yourself off from who you really are. Look around your world. There are those who have cut themselves off so significantly from who they are that they are obviously miserable. Are you one of those? Because your inner being is aware of you and what you want at all times. It's like having a cheerleader cheering you on even when you're depressed and you say, get away from me. Get away from me. And if your inner being would get away from you, then you wouldn't feel so miserable because your misery is about the vibrational relationship between what your inner being knows about what you want and what you are actively offering vibrationally about what you want. That's your guidance system. So how do you tune your tuner? By caring about how you feel. By trusting that your inner being exists. By knowing that your inner being is real. By tuning to the frequency of your inner being. When you want something, when you ask for more money, it goes into the vortex and it begins attracting unto itself. And your inner being, your soul, your source, focuses on it for you and holds the frequency of it so that you can listen your way back to it, so that you can feel your way back to it, so that you can good feeling your way back to it. And once you get on the scent of it, once you get on the vibrational scent of it, once you hear or sense the subtlety of it, and you receive that first thought that matters to you, that first thought that's strong enough that you received it and different enough that you know you didn't think it. And that's really what we're wanting to talk with you about, is you getting into the receptive mode so you can tell when you're receiving from your source who knows about your vortex, or whether you're receiving from someplace else that neither knows or cares about your vortex. So For a while, we've been calling this gathering the art of allowing, the art of you figuring out how to allow yourself to be in the vibrational vicinity of the stream of consciousness that's coming from your inner being so that you can hear the subtle at first. It gets louder and more defined and easier for you to hear. Rampage of information and guidance that is coming forth from your inner being. So you ask for it. Contrast caused you to do that. And Source answered it. But the answer of Source is vibrational and it's subtle and you got to listen. And that's what step 3 is. Do you know what happiness is? Happiness is being in that place where you're the receiver of the right idea at the right time. Happiness is being in that place where something occurs to you at the most opportune moment. Happiness is being at the top of the stairs. You're getting ready to walk down. You don't know it, but your heel is caught in the hem of your pant leg. And you are about to take a header down the stairs. But the broader part of you knows that and gives you the inspiration to take hold of the railing. So when you go to move your foot and can't, you're stable. That's happiness. That's happiness. That's alignment. Happiness is moving in traffic and having an impulse to take this exit for no good reason other than you feel like it, or even taking it even though you didn't really mean to because you turned your driving over to your higher power for a moment and you missed the traffic jam or you missed the traffic congestion as a result of an accident. All kinds of things like this are happening to you all day, every day. But when you start deliberately being happy, deliberately beating the drum of things that feel good, deliberately discerning, deliberately molding yourself into better and better feeling places, when you do that deliberately and those things happen, now you have conscious awareness of it. If Esther had not had that conscious conversation with Jerry in the car right before she went to her room, the bird on the porch would have just been a bird on the porch. But it wasn't just a bird on the porch. She would have missed that if she had not been vibrationally up to speed. You see what we're getting at? So much of your world wants to chalk those kinds of rendezvous, coincidences, which is incidences that cooperatively combine. They want to call them coincidences in the attitude of luck or fate or chance. They don't understand that it's cooperative components coming together. In other words, people who are looking at things like that are wanting to call them happenstance, and we want to call them creation. And so when you get clear-minded like you are, and you understand how far you've come, and you have, and you realize how powerful your desire is, and it is, and then you deliberately focus upon the strongest desire that you have, which you spoke when you first sat down here, to be happy, to be happy, to be happy, to be happy. To be happy, meaning to be in alignment, meaning to be in control of my own thoughts, meaning to be in control of my own vibration, meaning to be in vibrational concert with the source within me, meaning to be in vibrational concert with everything that I put into my vortex, meaning right here, right now, being in alignment so that I will be the interpreter, the manifester, the realizer of the best that could happen in this moment. That's happiness. This moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment. It's not saving up for a vacation. It's not putting up with all this stuff. It's not going to work all week long doing stuff I don't want to do so that I can get some money so that I can finally go do something that I do want to do, because when you get there to do what you do want to do, you're not happy because you haven't been practicing happy at work. You're not going to be happy on that vacation if you're not happy at work while you're earning the money to go on vacation. Are you? Don't you get on vacation and don't you just complain, it's too short. It's too short. I don't get to do this often enough. My flight was delayed. The weather wasn't good. In other words, you can't get there from there. You get to happy from happy. Well, Abraham, that helps a lot. So you're telling me that if I get happy, I'll be happy. Let me write that down. And if I get rich, then I'll be rich. I'll write that down too. We're saying you got to find a little piece of it. You got to fan the flame of it. And you got to not keep spitting the fire out with things that don't matter. And after a while, you'll get that momentum going and you'll feel happiness, not just sometime, but you'll be radiating it. And then when someone says to you, what are you doing? The reason that they're asking is because you've got what they want. Every single person that wants every single thing that they want, whether it's a material object or a pile of money or a circumstance, an event, a relationship, everything that everyone wants is because they believe that there is happiness in there. There's happiness right here, right now, if you're in the right vibration. We know we've been taking a bit of long time here, longer than we promised at the beginning, but it's so worth contemplating. How happy am I? How happy can I be? How good can I feel? What's the best feeling thought that I can find right now? What's working in my life? What's working out? What do I remember that felt good? What's happening right now that feels good? How general do I need to be? You can always find something to feel good about. And when you do, and when you make that your habit, then the actualization of it, the realization of it, the manifestation of it is so pronounced in your experience that people will be flocking to you and saying, what is your secret? And you'll say, I'm happy. And they'll say, I know that. I can see that. That's why I'm asking you what your secret is. And you say, no, I was happy before I was happy. And they'll say, well, that doesn't make any sense at all. And you'll say, well, I purged unhappy thoughts from my experience by focusing on happy thoughts. Well, what do you mean? Well, I didn't actually purge them. I just started emphasizing the happy thoughts. I started making lists of positive aspects. I counted my blessings. I learned that in church. I counted my blessings one by one. And the more I focused upon them, the more that vibration was mine. And the more that vibration was mine, the more law of attraction put me in the vicinity where I could realize it. So life isn't happening to me. Life is happening from me. I'm emanating the signal to which all life is responding. So when I get up in the morning, I decide, how's this day going to feel? I'm going to feel intuitive. I'm going to feel inspired. And I'm going to feel connected. And I'm going to feel vital and alive. And I'm going to feel happy. And I'm going to feel confident. And I'm going to feel kind. I'm going to feel loving. And I'm going to be at the top of my game. I'm going to feel innovative. I'm going to feel energized. I'm going to feel invigorated. I'm going to feel inspired, but I'm going to feel inspired moment by moment. I'm going to feel guided. I'm going to feel worthy. I'm going to feel deserving. I'm going to feel deserving of all of the goodness that has been taught to me all of my life. I'm going to feel deserving of that. And I'm going to demonstrate my deservedness through my happiness. When you finally made the decision that you were going to do something different, that decision was your grid filling in. That was you having asked and asked and asked, getting the vortex going and going and going, and at a moment of little or no resistance, that determination came to you and you knew what you were going to do. Remember how clear you felt? In fact, you're still feeling sort of clear about it because you were wanting to convince us all of that turning point here and now. So turning points, you like the word turning points? Turning points are often the grid filling in with an idea that you are now ready for. It's not that the idea isn't there. It's that you're not ready for the idea. It isn't that you're not ready for the idea because you don't want it, because you do. It's because you're not ready for the idea because you're not a vibrational match to the desire. You're a vibrational match to the absence of the desire. Feel the difference? So you ready yourself for what's in your vortex by feeling better. And you feel better by leaving out the things that don't feel good and focusing on the things that do feel good. So it is this simple. Take the handful of things that feel good and just run them into the ground. Have you ever had a good joke that you just want to tell to everybody? Pretty soon you're repeating it again to the same people and they're saying, dude, I heard that. I laughed the first 5 times. It's over for me. But you know how fun it is to get hold of something that feels good, that you can delight yourself and others with. Well, this is the same sort of thing. Get a handful of those things that are delightful to you and just play the loop again and again and again and again and again. Let it be your basis of attraction. Let something that delights you be the loop that you play that keeps your grid in this high vibration so that what's in your vortex can show up now and now and now and now and now.